my mother's Cold War. You changed the channels on the black and white, but talk of missiles would not end. Grim men with maps of Cuba, Florida, the Keys, intoned all day and magnified despair. A stroke had palsied Grandpa Mark the year before, his walk a shuffle, and baseball chatter his words. Watch him now, keep your eye on him. 8 words were all I ever heard him say for years. His white hair neatly combed, his gray slacks pressed, and 4 quick dabs, Old Spice, on cheeks and neck. Old men moved slow, I knew back then, but most made sense. His stroke, a mystery to me, a lock whose keys got lost before my birth. That is, if keys had ever truly fit. You said at 2, I coined more words, more sentences than he. And tender women stroked my head at Lucky Market. Shoppers, white and black, carts crammed with steaks, canned peas, women like you, afraid, determined, stalking up before the missiles launched, rose, arced, and fell, before grave captains on board submarines turned keys, releasing bigger bombs, before all men and women perished from the earth. Some words did give you comfort, Mother, in your white kitchen those autumn days. Perhaps the strokes you made yourself with Bic ballpoint. Small strokes, secrets in Greg's shorthand. Or songs you'd heard before by Nat King Cole. Did your head throb with the fridge's white noise hum? You said I chewed and praised my plastic keys. Red, jello, green, pink, blue. Perhaps my words soothed you. Lullaby in reverse. While men's low voices murmured on TV. Newsmen, clean-cut, articulate, unscathed by stroke. October 1962, all of their words intact and whole and horrible. Before the crisis calmed, I wonder if you weighed your keys, weighed idling the Ford behind closed white garage door. Drowsy passengers speaking few words, man dulled by stroke, toddler in white nightgown. But aisles of lucky ladies knew our names, waited for us.
The last Saturday. On the last Saturday in May, she changed. I suppose it was the moon. I suppose it was the grasses that sprang up in their enthusiasm, and she couldn't say no. They imprinted her newly wrought fur with patterns of sap, insisted she shimmy in the wind. She'd never been submissive, but now she meadowed into communal. Threw her carefully carved profile into mix and match. Her tongue became sensitive as a snake's, leaves iridesced in her sight. She arched her back to let the moon scratch her spine. Yes, it was that kind of affair. The town was scandalized. The priest held up his crucifix and roared. Civic matrons clutched handkerchiefs to their mouths. Children were warned. But she was gone, no longer vulnerable to judgment. Above the creek's current, prismatic shadows might be spied.
Gilbert and Ed washing the wheelchairs, Telegraph Avenue, coin op. We come each Saturday. Sometimes we sing, tell knock-knock jokes to lighten, lift our chore, car wash duet, our prayer for bodies aching in wards of orderlies and moans, in wings with Ansel Adams prints on walls, half-dome decor. We come each Saturday. Sometimes we sing Sinatra, Fly Me to the Moon. We bring our boombox in the van, open both doors, duet, our prayer for bodies aching, confined to narrow beds, remembering a picnic, August 1934. We come each Saturday. Sometimes we sing, but mostly listen to high-powered spray, rinsing these fleets of unfilled seats. Each week, a dozen more. Our prayer for bodies aching we never meet, yet surely know. Those whispering our names and words we've heard somewhere before. We come each Saturday. Sometimes we sing, our bodies aching.
We are all on loan. Douse the lantern. Maybe they won't come to take us back, place us in the green closet, or greenly enclose us where there's no air. Or if air, it's grainy, textured, and if we turn, we bump. Do we live in a mirage of freedom? This cloak of body and alias, amalgam of embellish and haunt. There are those who believe in ghosts. Are ghosts actually escaped wishes? The longing to be more than a promise? A promissory note? Musical, perhaps, which, as long as it can last, is allowed to remain like Scheherazade. 101 tales, 101 nights we can afford to ignite the flame, burn the candle, paint the mosaic of breath, heartbeat, owl hoot, name the stars, as we lie on the summer lawn with our lone children and the facsimile dog. We've waited long enough after the illusory sunset that the mosquitoes have disappeared into the tree's canopy. We almost feel real.